Three. So, good morning. It's done it twice now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Reading FC podcast. Hope you guys are doing well. Don't forget, just before we get into anything and what we're going to be discussing today, don't forget that we recorded one of my favourite episodes of the Wrestling podcast this week, where we fantasy booked WrestleMania 38. Which was good fun. And don't forget, yesterday, when you watched this live on the Thursday, we did the F1 podcast. There was a lot to discuss on there. We discussed Imola, what happened on there, build up to the Portuguese Grand Prix, the sprint race idea, and Connor got into trouble for being late to the podcast, which was quite fun to do. But today, we have three very happy people, as you can see, on the podcast, where
Wait. Hold up. Did you say he got in trouble for being late?
Yes.
Doing it for free as well.
So what happened is we started recording at, I think it was 8 or 8:15 with Niall, and he said he was going to be at 25 past, but we could start recording. He didn't turn up till around about 22:30. So all the points that he earned in the predictions got deducted.
I'm just saying, if you, it would be like a weekly occurrence with us.
Yes, it would be 100%, 100%. But he told me a time.
The thing is, you say to us 7. We'll all be here till 7 at 7, but we'll just waffle for an hour.
Yeah, we do. That is
we'll be
normal.
half an hour late. There's no in between.
No, there's not. So what we're going to be doing is we spoke a little bit about the Norwich game on Instagram. Not Norwich, the Swansea game on Instagram Live. So we're not going to discuss that too much, just because we want you guys to go and follow us on Instagram and Twitter and all those pages as well, so you can hear our live reactions straight after the game, which Adam has been hosting very beautifully. So go and give him a follow as well at the same time. Ryan, we're all back. We're all here. And today we're going to be discussing Reading's recent form, the calls for Paunovic to be sacked. We're going to address them in here. We're also going to be discussing the Norwich game coming up. And then at the end of the podcast, we're going to be going through those predictions that we did over the past month. We've got 2 games left, which is the Norwich and the Huddersfield game. And we're going to go through that. We're going to find out who the winner is of the predictions of the last month. And then we're going to see who's going to win it. And then we'll work out what we'll do at the end of the season. So before we get into it and before we do anything today, Adam, welcome. We can see on Twitter, if you can go and follow him on Twitter, he's got a big uni project that he's doing at the moment. So go and give him a follow and go check it out when he goes. How's that all going and how are you anyway?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Getting done slowly and kind of finally, but yeah, it's not going too bad at the moment. Nothing else really to report on that. Just working and yeah, I'm all good.
Perfecto. Ryan, how are you, my friend? You look fucked.
I'm absolutely knackered. I got in from work at like 10 to 6, something like 10 past 6.
Oh, there.
No,
He's not done it yet then.
No. Yeah, literally like had dinner, put my head on the pillow, and like, you know how close I sit to my computer?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be bothered to turn it on.
Jesus Christ. You're literally like 2 seconds away from it.
I could do it with my foot if I tried. I just couldn't be asked.
Matthew, you look depressed. How are you?
No, I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired, but no, I'm good. Not too bad. Same old.
So we had to do one of your uni projects today. How many? Right, I want you to tell her, how many attempts did it take us to do it?
There's a reason why. I'll explain. First one, Mark waffled for too long, so we couldn't put it in. Second one, Mark tells me at the end of recording, half my face isn't in it, but he knew it from the beginning, but told me at the end. And then the third time, it was literally fine. So Mark's fault both times.
It was funny though.
Ryan's taken part in my project as well. So there we go. All 4 of us.
Good luck.
The problem with that I had doing that with Adam was I was looking at him and not the camera.
No, it was actually quite good in the end. Like, I've edited in what you've done, and it's actually pretty decent. I just had to edit out. I just had to edit out what you showed me near the beginning because I couldn't put that on my university drive.
What did you do? I want to know this. What did you do?
He's going to explain to you exactly what he showed me.
Please tell me it was your penis.
there was some very offensive jokes told.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
No, it wasn't
Right,
even
we-
that.
we-
It
let's
wasn't
not
even
get-
that. It was the graphical stuff.
Right. When this podcast turns off, Ryan, you're texting me what you said, by the way. You'll text me. I want to know. Right. Let's get into it. Disappointing end to the season. Not the greatest game that we had, but we got a draw against Swansea. What was your quick take from both of you? Because we heard of Adams on Sunday. I had to work out when the game was then. On Sunday. Matthew and Ryan, what was your take on the Swansea game? And was there any positives for you to take away from that game?
Feel like with Swansea's poor form, that was a key opportunity for us to pounce on that and get a decent result our way. And I feel like we did have spells of playing some actually decent football and we created chances. I think the goals we conceded were very poor, in my opinion. And I just think it was a classic Reading, just the pressure got to us, I think. And we lost our structure and we made two silly mistakes and they took them.
Ryan?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, tell you what, if I was a neutral fan, I'd have found it an entertaining game.
Mm.
I thought it was a very decent game. I agree with what Matthew just said about the goals. Which one was it where Ayew backheeled it through Moore's
Second
legs?
one.
First one, yeah.
I think
was
that's
that
the
the first? Was that the
voided.
first one? I thought that was the second one.
No, that was the first one. The second one was
Ah.
sweaty.
Oh, I missed that.
Okay,
I was having
yeah.
a poo.
Right. First one can be avoided with a bit more experience. I think Holmes should have gone to the player. He's okay. First of all, Ayew has got out of that situation far too easily.
Mm.
But on the other hand, the ball, like he's, I don't know who the attacker was, but he's running into the box. For me, the defender has to go to him. But that, like I just said, that comes with experience.
Mhm.
And the second one come from, is it Semedo not tracking his man?
Yeah, it's like a 1-2 was played and then he literally just flicked
Yeah.
it. Why you just put it on.
Yeah. But that's avoided if he runs with the attacker.
Okay, so one of the topics of conversation over Twitter, and great place, by the way, Twitter. It's a lot of fun. One of the topics on there was, have we been downfall? Is the downfall happen because of the lack of depth we've got? Or is it the quality of players that we don't have? What do you think was the missing factor from, shall we say, December?
I think it's both.
December to now?
I think it's a lack of quality depth. Like, look at teams around us.
Mm.
Every team around us improved in January. We didn't sign anyone. From the start of the season, we obviously, how many is what's the number of players we've actually used? Is it 23 players?
Yeah, 23 players since the start of the season.
26, I thought it was around 26.
Right, you lot carry on. I'll
Not sure.
find it out. Carry on.
Okay, but yeah, so we have been short, and I think it comes to like it says a lot that when Morrison, Rinomota, and Lauren all got injured, that was quite late in the season for how it was. But the fact that that's 3 players there that had played every minute kind of shows that we didn't have that much depth.
I think for me, the fact is 26 players, like in isolation, isn't that bad. But the fact that the players included in that list are like Onen, Araruna, who's played like once, some of those players, yeah, and some of the younger players as well, which Paunovic has been reluctant to use at times, makes the situation worse than it actually is.
Would Melvin Lambert, would he be one of them? Because I swear he's only played about 4 minutes of first team football in the league, if that.
Yeah, I think I don't think he's played in the Championship yet, has he? I think he's played against Colchester and he played against
Luton.
Luton away
Luton
when
in-
he hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
I think he should actually be given a go maybe in the final game or two.
Yeah.
Albert Lambert's in Ireland.
Oh yeah, he's Waterford, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on loan in Ireland.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he hasn't played a minute.
Yeah.
I think he's played 4 minutes, I think, in total. I think I saw somewhere the other day. But yeah, I can't find it anywhere, which is really fucking annoying me, by the way. Why can't I find it? I saw it the other day. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
RFC latest, wasn't it?
Was it him that did it? Oh, I'm gonna go.
RFC latest, I think it was.
Taught Reading letting me down again, like they did with their fucking stickers. Before we get into anything, what I want to say is big topic at the moment is enough is enough movement. People doing a social media boycott from Friday to Monday. I will be saying we will not be taking part in that. I know Talk Reading, RSC Latest, Reading FC are doing it. We will not be taking part in that. Reason why we will not be taking part on that is I think it's a good idea, but why are you going to stop talking about a situation when you should be talking about it? Should be lighting the situation. You should be giving more conversation, and this should be the perfect opportunity. Instead of tweeting about what's going on in a match, tweet about history, why this is a bad thing. Try and teach the people that think this is a good idea, because you've got to remember as well, everyone is there to learn, and teach them why this is a bad idea. So that's why we will not be taking part in that. I understand the reason why people are doing it, and I get the reason why they're doing it, but unfortunately, I don't think that it's right. And so we will not be. We will be still be tweeting whenever we can. But it's one of those situations where we will not be doing it. I can't fucking find that thing.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So people are doing the boycott, and I fully respect that, and I'm happy that people are taking action on that and actually doing something about it. What we now need to do in terms of that, alongside it, is devise a plan to kind of like propose perhaps to the government or something like that, so that we kind of provide an actual solution to the problem that's going on now. There's a big conversation at the moment going around with authentication and that sort of thing, because you look at the LGBT community, and some of the community, I've read about this on social media, who were kind of under 18 or under 16. You know, a lot of them have homophobic parents, and they see Twitter as a safe space. So having authentication and that sort of thing and verification would be damaging to them. So it's not a simple issue to overcome, but we need to now devise a plan to actually propose to someone and then get something done about it, because otherwise it's just going to go on and on and on and on and on.
I was having this conversation with Matthew today, and we were having this conversation the other day as well. And I said this, and we spoke about this on the podcast before, I think, as well, or on Instagram Live. I can't remember where it was, but we've had this conversation about this before. And I said this before: why stop about talking about things when you should be talking about it more? And that's one of the things I don't understand personally. I think that as a platform like myself, we've just hit over 400 followers on Twitter, so we're not going to be someone that's going to be reach the masses, get the name out, all this and all of that. And I think there was a quote the other day, and me and Matthew spoke about this, from Bamford, who gets a lot of stick from a lot of fans, but that's praising when it praising is due. He said, if the amount of people put the amount of effort they did when they worked out that their wallets was going to get hurt in the European Super League than they did with racism, then this situation would be completely different to what it is now. So my take on that is that if you've got any issues with that, DMs are open. You could come and DM me and I'll tell you exactly the same thing as well. But we will not be taking part, because I think it's a futile and pointless thing to do that. Right, a couple of things just to end the Swansea chat. Thomas Estevez is Reading's 4th youngest scorer this century, and the youngest goal scorer not from Reading's academy to ever score from Reading. And since 2009, Yaku Mate has now scored more goals for Reading than any other player, with 42. Sensational goal record for a winger. They says a winger, but I don't know whether you guys spot this on Sky Sports before the Swansea game. I think I said this to Adam on Instagram Live, but Paunovic said that he doesn't see Mate as a winger, he sees him as a striker. What do you guys make of that?
I didn't see that, to be fair.
I agree with that statement.
The thing
You
is,
can do either.
Yeah, I've said it. Like, we've had the
Yeah, we have.
conversation so many times. The problem with Mate is like, okay, not so much this season, but in previous seasons, I think we've got better options on the wing. And for me, he doesn't start ahead of Zhao or Puskas as a striker.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Well, Puskas maybe a bit more now. But
yeah, okay. But for me, he doesn't like.
If there was one striker, he wouldn't get in the first team. It would be Zhao.
Yeah,
If Zhao wasn't fit, it would be Mate.
For me, it would be Puskas before Mate.
Right.
But this season, obviously, sorry, is a bit different. We don't have a winger, so for me, he starts as a winger. But go back 2 years, if we had Barrow, I think even McCleary, shut up, Mark, he wouldn't start on the wing.
I define Yaku Mate as a marginal gain because he adds goals, he adds that attacking threat. So I've been more than happy to see him on the wing this season, to have Zhao up front as well, have Swift in behind Zhao, creating chances, having the likes of Ajaria and Elise also available. He adds something, Yaku Mate. I don't understand the slander about him, to be honest with you, because
that was the question I was going to ask next. And Adam, you didn't even know this, but thank you ever so much for bringing this up. Is Yaku Mate underappreciated, overappreciated, or in other terms, is he underrated or overrated by us? Middle.
I don't know how to say this because he's both. I'm going to try and put this in a weird way, and it's going to make no sense. Yaku Mate is the most overrated player in Reading, yet the most underrated player in the league.
Oh, yeah, I think I get where you're going with that. He's overrated by us as a fan base, but if you look at other players that are getting hyped more than him, he does a better job than them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I get what you mean now.
I also think he's massively underrated by our fans. Like I've just done it literally 30 seconds ago by saying he doesn't start. And it is hard to say, like, he scored 42 goals for us, and I don't see where he starts.
What is that one thing, and this goes to question for everyone as well, I want everyone to answer this one. What is that one thing he's missing that...
Technical.
First touch.
Yeah, first touch is one of them.
All right, if we take away the first touch, because I think that's the most blatant, obvious one. But if we take away the first touch, what is that main thing that he's missing?
Dribbling and composure, I'd say, in some situations.
I think composure is the right word. I think that kind of natural footballing brain, if that makes sense. The game management IQ. The sort of where you're in a moment, that instinctive decision to either shoot or pass. I think Ajaria does it quite a lot, where he holds onto the ball a bit too long. I think Mate can do that.
Crossing as well.
Yeah.
I also don't know what footed is he. Is he left or right footed?
Right.
Well, according to FIFA, he's left.
5-star, 5-star.
According to FIFA, no word of a lie, he's left-footed. It's weird because I don't think I've ever seen him score with his left foot.
Yeah, he had that goal against Fulham. That absolute scream.
Oh, what, that rocket?
To make it 4-1.
Yeah. I remember that. One quick question before we get into the stats that I found, and which will go on for about a couple of minutes going through the stats and what I've found and all this and all of that. What have you lot made of the calls from the Reading fans on Twitter? Such a great place. For Paunovic to be sacked.
Embarrassing.
The stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Maybe not.
Yeah, we need a long-term plan at some point, and we need to. I think we should stick with him.
I said this. I said this all along.
I don't know why we're even having this conversation.
Because this was,
is-
I don't know either, but this is
pathetic.
it is. So the reason why we're going to start having this conversation is basically to sort of show the fans what Paunovic has done. Go on.
Can I point something out? You know, you keep hearing if you take out them first 7 games, he's got the same record as Bowen.
Yeah.
Okay, let me flip that split out. If you take out every game that he's lost and drawn, he's never dropped a point.
What if you take out Mark Bowen's good run as well at the start? You know, you could do the same for everything. Do you
Or
know
just
what I mean?
take Bowen out completely.
At the end of the day, we're 7th, and we haven't been there for a very long time.
Oh, Matthew, you beautiful bastard! You segued into the most beautiful thing ever. Right, so this is what I found. Go on.
4 weeks this season we've been outside the top 6.
Literally.
So this is a record since, wait, I'm going to go all the way back. Since the 2016-2017 seasons, this is where we have finished. Last season, we finished 14th. Within the 2018-2019 season, we finished 20th. In the 2017-18 season, we finished 20th. In the 2016-17 season, we finished 3rd. If you look at Paunovic's win ratio this season, he's played 47, won 20, drawn 12, lost 15. He has a win percentage of 42.55%. If you max that against other managers that we're talking about and everyone else, he has a better win ratio from the start of the season now than Mark Bowen, Jose Gomez, Paul Clement, Jaap Stam, and Brian McDermott in both of his stints. Bowen has a 35% win ratio. Gomez had a 23. Oh, fuck me, Gomez. You ruined my life. He's such a good looking man as well.
How do you feel about him getting sacked by Almeria?
Yeah, have you seen the uproar from it though? Almeria fans are apparently protesting against the club now because of it. Because he apparently done such a good job with them that I was looking through their Twitter and all that, and apparently they're extremely unhappy, which was quite funny. Paul Clement has a 23% win ratio. Jaap Stam has a 40% win ratio. And Brian McDermott has a 30% win ratio for Reading. Which makes it... No, just it is second stint for his second stint at the club. He's played 46, which is most, apart from Jaap Stam, since Jaap Stam to get the most games. So the average was Paul Clement had 30 games. Scott Marshall, who I didn't because he was temporary in charge, had 3. Gomez was in charge for 38, and Bowen was in charge for 40. What do you think Paunovic's plan is going to be over the summer? Is he going to target the depth? Is he going to start targeting contracts? What do you think his main aim, not that you think he's going to do, but what would you do? If you had one choice to do, you had one main choice to do, what would your first main choice be?
Out of his hands, though.
I'm not talking, I don't care if it's in his hands or not. We're not saying what's actually going to happen. We're saying if you were Paunovic and you had one main choice to do, and we know it's out of his hands. We all know that. We all know.
Can we change the question then?
Yeah.
If we were the Reading board, what would our priorities be?
Yeah, no, our main priority, not priorities, because I don't want more than one. I want one.
It has to be contracts. I mean, I know depth has to be sorted out. I 100% believe that. But contracts, have you seen the Tyler End have done a graphic? And some of the players that are out. Excuse me. Yeah, that's
second.
Yeah.
Even Jonathan Lowe's better than them.
Apologise. Take that.
If Tyler End are second rate, then what the hell is this podcast anyway?
Fifth rate. We're way down the order, so don't worry about that. We know that.
Exactly. So suck your mum. No offense, Matthew.
Basically, you do realise I can kick you off this podcast, so don't worry about that. But apologise to this podcast now.
Okay, hang on a second. Hold on.
No.
Do you want the Instagram live?
Apologise to Tyler End.
Yeah, if you apologise to Tyler End, I'll apologise to you.
All right, I apologise to Tyler Stem, apart from one of the people from Tyler Stem, but I apologise to Tyler Stem.
Okay, I apologise for asking you to suck them up. There we go. Okay, so what was I going to say?
Was Adam that one person?
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
So you look at the graphic, getting back to the topic, so you look at the graphic and you see the amount of players that are out of contract next summer. I mean,
but that's
not
next
fantastic.
summer.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know it's next summer. But you look at the situation. We're going to have this summer where there's going to be so many players out of contract. Next summer, they only have a year left on their contract. And the further it runs down, the harder it's going to be to secure a contract with them. I mean, you could argue at this point, Tom McIntyre should already have a contract. He's not an academy player anymore. We shouldn't treat him like he's an academy player. He should have a contract now. But the finances, of course, I'm not sure what goes on behind the scenes. So I can't blame, the club in terms of that.
Okay, so
obviously I can for things before, but yeah.
Yeah, so from that topic, what you said about Tom McIntyre should have a contract, should he though? Has his performances this season worthy of enough of having a contract?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not actually pulled up trees or anything this season, but I think he's been reasonably solid.
Bear in mind, his first full season in professional football as well.
And if he works hard as well this summer,
he's not looked out of place in the Championship.
And
he has when he's played at centre back.
I mean, I'm taking off my academy bias hat here, and I've said that he's done a decent enough job. He hasn't absolutely been
if
fantastic.
I take my academy, because I have one as well, we're like with Luke Southwood and all this and all that, and I think all Reading fans do. We want to see more of our own come through to do it. If I'm taking it off, the only thing that I would say would stop McIntyre getting a contract would be his performances when he's played centre back. When he's played in CDM or left back, he hasn't been caught out. But as soon as he's played centre back, he's been caught out quite a few times. But that's meant to be his main role. So that would be my only main worry for him, would be when he's played in the position that his main role in is, and this is no disrespect to Tom McIntyre whatsoever. I love him. I want him on the podcast. He's a great person. He's entertaining, especially that impersonation he did of Ollie Ball, by the way, that got the internet meltdown. But I want to say his preferred position, I don't think he's done well enough. My Holmes has been 20 times better in their preferred positions than what Tom McIntyre's done.
I just want to go back to Adam's point about contracts as well. Just so you can know, like, I know you won't look yourself, but in this summer, you've got Elise, Araruna, Holmes, Renamotor, Laurent, Mate, Swift, Yeardom, and Raphael all expire next summer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not including this summer, who you've obviously got Tetek, Richards, McIntyre, Morrison, and then the other two.
Matthew, we'll go with you as well. What would your main priority be?
See, I understand contracts, I think, but I would say apart from that, I think it has to be depth. Like as we've pointed out already, I feel like that's the only thing that sort of held us back in a way. For an example, I've got a mate who supports Swansea when the squad that they actually played with us.
Bullshit.
No, he actually does. He actually has. Unfortunately for him, I know who that mate is.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, I know who he is.
Oh no, I do, and he's annoying.
He's a twat.
I love him really. I was talking to him, and he said that the team that they actually played were missing like 4 first-team players, and they still went out there and put on a show. If we went out on a Saturday with missing, or if we couldn't have 4 of our first-team players, we would struggle.
It'd be a rugby score, I think, by the end of it.
And we've shown when we do miss key players, we do struggle. So I feel like, for me, I think contracts, I agree completely. We need to get them sorted, because I've had enough of seeing good players go because they just don't have any contracts left. But I feel like depth would be a key thing to put for promotion.
That was one of the things that I was thinking of, and I agree with what Ryan and I agree with what Adam said 100%. It is contracts, but for me and this is going to be a controversial point, is every player is replaceable, and if they're not agreeing to terms that we have to agree with them, there's going to be someone out there that will take that and will do it. So for me, if there's a way of trimming the budget but getting more players in, we need the depth. You look at those games that we went without Moore, terrible. We had a terrible run. Those games we had without Jow, we weren't really scoring. We have no wingers that could be dynamic, change the game. and then the only technical winner we've really got is Aluko, and that says it all, really. But Elise is not a winger. Elise hasn't got the space to be a winger. He's someone who needs to be in the middle to control it, to tick it over, to get the game going. And I will say this as well. Oh, he's gone. And I will say this as well. If Swift was fit, Elise wouldn't have played as many games as what he's had. And he wouldn't be getting the praise as much as he had if Swift was fit. And that's another player who I think we should get rid of in the summer is Swift. I think his wages and his injuries are starting to really piss me off now, where it's got to a point of, look, we keep going, we need you. Either the club needs to sort themselves out, or he just needs to go on, and maybe it's the club's fault for him keep getting injured and go somewhere else.
And we have to have the same conversation about Moore with his wages, because do you remember he handed in a transfer request, and then Gourlay gave him a big bumper new deal, and he's probably on a shed load.
Yeah. But at the same time, Moore makes the difference. If Moore's not in the team, there's a massive difference when Moore's not in the team to when he is in the team. And you look, we haven't had Swift at all this season, and we finished, 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe?
I know. I think we've been better without Moore than we have without Morrison. I think Morrison is a more important player for us. That's just my personal opinion.
I agree.
I don't agree with that. If I had a choice, I wouldn't give Morrison a new contract. I would give him a staffing role. I think it's now time for Holmes and McIntyre Holmes or McIntyre, whichever one, has to now start be playing after a year of playing around the field, have to start playing at centre back, and it has to be with Moore. Moore's 28.
You didn't rate him a minute ago.
Who?
McIntyre.
He's got to be one or the other. It has to be one or the other. It has to be more Holmes, or it has to be McIntyre. Either one has to go out on loan. They have to be playing in their preferred position to cement it down. And Moore's 28. Morrison's 32. Moore has more chance of gaining and getting, with age, he's going to get more experience of doing it. That's why you need to keep the younger centre-back than you do someone who's only got a year left.
Have you seen
1 year maybe playing left?
Have you seen the rumoured wage that Moore's on? Obviously, I'm not going to absolutely trust it with all my life, but the figure that I've seen is 35 grand per week. Now, you could have, I think, at least 3 championship players for that alone. That's the reason why I think
now, do you?
That's the reason why it might be an idea to.
I'd be interested. So don't forget as well, all of those people that are listening, in 2 or 3 weeks' time, when the season's finished, we're all going to be donning our suits, and we will be doing our award show on the podcast where we will be,
I think actually got to wear a suit.
What?
We ain't actually got to wear a suit, have we?
Yeah.
Tracksuit?
No, actual suit.
All right, tracksuit. That's cool.
No, you got to wear an actual suit, a shirt and a tie. You can wear a shirt and a tie. You don't need to wear anything else.
I don't think I've got one.
Well, you need to fucking find one then.
That's why he's telling you now.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you now, so you can go and get one. So 2-3 weeks time, we're going to be wearing our suits, all 4 of us, and hopefully David as well. And what we're going to be doing is doing our award show where each of us, I will get the categories. Each of us has to give a different player for that category. And then on the podcast, we're all going to vote for the winner of that podcast. And if it comes to a draw or whatever it is, then I will make the...
We vote for each other?
Huh?
Is it we vote for each other?
Yeah, you can do.
Well, I've barely been here, so I should host it.
No. No, we're not voting against each other. It's the players. It's all about Reading.
Why are we dressing up?
Because it's an award show, dickhead. You dress up to go to the Oscars, you twat.
This is not the Oscars.
Anyway, let's go on to the Norwich game. We played Norwich quite a few.
The player of the season compared to the Oscars.
Exactly. They can't even get it right at the Oscars. We will.
It's a bit OTT for a fifth-rate podcast,
anyway,
in your words, not mine.
We are fifth rate. According to the people on the
Ryan's
internet,
typing to me and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it because I'm on Zoom.
Are you messaging Adam?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Norwich head-to-head. We've beat them 29 times. We have drawn 19 and we have lost 30. The last time we beat them was Boxing Day 2016, where we beat them at home at 3-1. Ever since then, we haven't beaten them. We lost 7-1, lost 2-1, lost 3-2, lost 2-1, drew 2-2, and then recently lost 2-1 at home. Daniel Parker's record against Reading is very, very impressive. He's played 5. He's won 4, drawn 1, and never lost against Reading. So how are you guys feeling? I don't want to know your predictions. I just want to know how you guys are feeling going to the game. There is nothing on this anymore now. We're going into this game as in we're basically everyone's on the beach with a mask, hopefully, social distanced, no touchy-feely, nothing like that. But how are you guys feeling going into this match?
I think no one's got any. In my opinion, both teams have nothing to play for. They've won the league. We're pretty much 7th. I think it's going to be quite a boring game. I think it's going to be a 1-0 win for Norwich. I don't because
I didn't tell you to tell me predictions. I haven't even done that part yet. Smelly head.
I'm just saying.
He does what he wants.
Really,
He does.
I don't think
it's going to be the most entertaining. I still think we'll lose. So I just think both teams, although I'm not going to say they've given up, but I just feel like there's no incentive or drive there. So
have they won the league?
Yeah.
No, not yet. And that's the one incentive that they do have. If they win today, if they win on Saturday, then they win the whole thing. What I would say is that I'd compare it to. Do you remember the Fulham away game when we just got relegated from the Premier League and it was like 4-2 with Lafondra getting on the score sheet? I can compare it to that game because we had nothing to play for and the pressure was off. And I back us to put in actually a half-decent performance. And I can also compare it to the 3-0 away win at Derby on the last day of the season. I think it was 2014-15
Yeah, was that
when
one?
Fosu got on the pitch. And
Swansea Game. What a guy.
Yes, Kostia. Yeah.
I was at
I can
that
compare
Derby
it to
game
that.
last game of the season where we got relegated from the Premier League.
That's
Never again. Never go to Derby again. Fucking twats. They didn't let us score one more fucking goal, and we would have stayed up. Anyway, I'm still not bitter about that. Anyway.
They were dreadful, that Derby team that season. They were absolutely dreadful.
Was that the year that they signed Robbie Savvy in January to make him the saviour?
Yeah.
But he did fuck all.
Didn't they end on like 11 points or something like that?
Was it 15? I thought 15 was the minimum. It could be 11.
I thought it was 11 because I think they had Paul Jewell in charge and it was just an absolute hot mess.
He was shocked. He was a Wigan manager at one point, wasn't he?
And Ipswich, I think.
Ah, yes, he was. Yes, good shout there. So
he kept Wigan up.
Huh?
He kept Wigan up actually on the last day of the season.
He did it for like 3-4 years, didn't he? He kept them up.
I think I remember there being a game against Sheffield United, against Sheffield United, and he relegated them on the final day of the season at Bramall Lane.
Wasn't that David Unsworth penalty?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I think it was something like that, wasn't it? Right, so predictions. You ready for this? So, Matthew got off to a brilliant start by going 1-0 up and then keep going winning. And it all went down to the last game where Adam... it got down to the second last in the Cardiff game where Adam predicted a draw and he clawed back. So it comes down to the host of the podcast to choose who the winner is for that overall month. Adam is currently 2-1-0 up.
No. It doesn't come down to the host. I think we vote. And my vote's for Matthew. To make it more...
At this point, even I'd vote for Matthew.
Yeah, to be fair, I was voting for Matthew anyway. So it was going to be Matthew anyway. So Matthew is now. So it's 2-1.
Democracy's the winner.
Yeah, exactly. So we started doing this next 3 game, the final win. If Adam wins this, then he's the overall winner. If Matthew wins this, then Matthew and Adam have to... Oh, fucking, I think of something that you two have to do to make sure who the winner of the actual winner is. And if I win, it's the same thing. Currently... I can't... Currently, Ryan is winning. Of all the people to fucking win, it's fucking Ryan. So the game against Swansea, I predicted us to win 2-1. Adam predicted us to lose 2-0. Ryan predicted a 0-0, so he got a point. Matthew predicted a 1-0 win to us, which he got none. And David, who's now going to be joining the predictions moving forward as well, but he's currently got a point as well. So he's on it as well with Ryan. So they both got it. We've got 2 more games left. We've got Norwich and we've got Huddersfield. if Adam wins this overall, I can't remember the forfeit we said. I can't remember what we said we were going to do. But I remember
100 quid to charity and a 10-mile run.
the fuck off. I can't even do 2 minutes. I can't even do 200 yards, let alone a fucking 10 miles.
Mark was up for the run. He just hates charity.
Yeah, exactly.
No comment. So what we're going to do now is David has sent me his scores, so I'm going to add them on in a second, and then we'll go through it. But fuck me. What?
I was just going to tell you, so it's on the record.
Oh yeah, go on, tell me, because I need to add it on anyway. What did David say against Norwich?
He said 1-1.
Right, we will leave that there for a minute, and then we'll do the Huddersfield one when we do everyone's Huddersfield. So for the Norwich game, I have gone for a 2-1 Norwich win. So I've gone for that. For me, the season's over. I don't care now. I just look forward to the end of the season so we can start playing games. Basically it. This is basically it. I'm looking forward to the end of the season because I know Ryan's got some corker of games he wants us to do on the podcast as well. Yeah, you always got some corker of games, mate. Always got. Always, mate. Always. I know. That's why I put you on the spot. Adam, what are you going for the Norwich game?
Probably a 1-0 Norwich win. Same as Matthew. I think Matthew said 1-0. Didn't you say 1-0 for Norwich?
I want to change mine.
Oh, fair.
That's right with Mark.
Yes. Right. Ryan, what are you going for?
0-0.
Oh, you're actually serious about the message that you sent me the other day?
Matthew, what are you going for the Norwich game?
2-0 Norwich.
There's literally no point in changing it, then.
Was that my original?
No, you went 1-0, but
yeah, he went 1-0.
I think it's going to be another goal. I can just see it happening like the 95th minute.
Right, Huddersfield. We got them next. After that, I've gone for a 3-0 Reading win. Fuck it. Fuck it. I saw them lose the other day, 4-0 or 5-1 or wherever it was. So what was David's predictions, Ryan?
No, I've locked on my phone.
I think he went with a 2-0 win. Yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 Reading.
Perfecto. And Ryan, I go to you.
0-0.
How did I know you were going for that? Ryan, you know you could come back and... No, you don't care anyway. Adam.
The season's over. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, you could split the vote for me and give me the win. I think David's barking up the right tree here. 2-0 win for us.
Matthew.
1-1 draw.
All right then. So
there seems to be no delusion with these predictions for once. I mean, did you see? Did you see one of the surprise? Did you see one of the messages to our last predictions?
Yeah.
Someone was saying, "Are you seriously predicting us to win all 6 games?" I was like, "Yeah, me. He's got a point here." Yeah.
That was me. That literally got us winning every single game. That's probably why we didn't win. So here we go. So I've gone for a 2-1 loss against Norwich. Adam's gone for a 1-0 loss. Ryan's gone for 0-0. Matthew's gone for a 2-0 loss, and David has gone for a 1-1 draw. Huddersfield game, I've gone for a 3-0 win. Adam's gone for a 2-0 win. Ryan's gone for a 0-0. Matthew's gone for 1-1, and David has gone for a 2-0 win going forward. So yes, that's it.
Hold up.
Oh,
I've got an idea.
Oh no.
Right. I think it's very fitting, as there's 4 of us here.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 teams in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Are we doing our prediction of who's going to win the playoffs?
We'd just take a team each. And then that, if it does come down to a tie break, that's the tie break sorted.
Brentford.
No, you don't pick it.
What?
Is it going to be like a spin the wheel type thing?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
In fact, what I'm going to do, Mark, I'm going to send you a text now. Just so them two don't know. Like, no one cares about me and you here.
No.
It's only going to be between them two.
Yeah. I even know I could still make an upset, but it's fine.
One of you looks got Swansea. I'm not having Swansea because
I don't want Swansea.
they're
I don't want Swansea.
they're not going up.
I know a team I want as well. I really hope I don't get that. I really hope I get that team. By the way, can we just talk about how good Jonathan Southgate's done at Bournemouth, by the way?
Jonathan Southgate. Yeah, it's not bad.
No, not Jonathan Southgate, Jonathan Woodgate. Anyway,
Bournemouth
I
will
saw
be-
Gareth Southgate earlier. It could be a link to the Tottenham job and it fucking messed my brain up. Jonathan Woodgate, how fucking good he's done at Bournemouth, by the way. Just
Harry Redknapp is behind that. I can guarantee you Redknapp is behind that. Some of that anyway.
Yeah, I don't fucking blame him.
Who's the other team in the playoffs? Who's the 14?
You
Barnsley.
got Bournemouth, Brentford,
Brentford,
Swansea,
Barnsley, Swansea.
Right.
Adam, how are you, anyways? You're looking rather hench, mate.
In fact, I'm not going to send it yet.
Go on.
Right.
Mark, pick a number between 1 and 4.
4.
Okay. Matthew,
2.
Adam.
1.
So Adam's got Brentford.
Yes. Okay. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy with that.
Who went with 2?
Matthew.
Unlucky. Swansea.
Yeah!
Mark, you said 4, yeah?
Please give me Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah! I'm going to win the league. I'm going to win. Bournemouth are going up. I don't give a shit.
Why are we happy? Reading aren't even doing
We've got to figure something. We've got to enjoy ourselves somehow. Well, there's nothing else to do. We're going for that. By the way, watch Brentford win it now. Who have you got, by the way? You got Barnsley.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Barnsley. All right, then. So also as well, same time, I'm going to do this. We're going to do the predictions we've got. We're gonna keep it that, but we're going to do our own playoff prediction when it gets nearer to it, and we're going to work out who we think the score's going to be and the total and all this and all of that, like we did last year as well. I think we did that. Me and you, Ryan, did that, didn't we? Last season as well. We did our playoff predictors at the end of last year, and then we'll go through all of our predictions that we did, the table predictions. We will add all the points up to that and everything else as well to see who the overall winner. But we will do all of that later on. But I've got a text message from Ryan. Brentford is Adam, Swansea is Matthew, Barnsley is Ryan, and I've got Bournemouth. Come on, Jonathan Southgate. Do you know what the weird thing
Gareth
is?
Woodgate.
That actually sounds quite good in my brain.
and Gareth Woodgate is the England manager.
Tell you what, if he gets the Tottenham job. Anyway, we're not discussing that. Anyway, thank you guys ever so much for joining the podcast. Adam, you are a beautiful man. Thank you ever so much for coming on. Go and check his Twitter out. The link to his Twitter is down below in the description, but you will find what he's doing and everything with his uni work. So go and please support it as much as you can. Give it a retweet, give it a like as much as you want. Matthew, thank you ever so much for coming on. And Ryan, you are a diamond and I love you lots. And we will see you guys. Stop flicking. What the fuck are you doing? Is that a nail clipper? Yes. Thank you guys ever so much for coming on. We will see you guys next week. So yeah, we'll be building up to who we playing? Huddersfield, and we would probably just either discuss Norwich or just bin it and then just go fuck
In it, I say.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And everyone, if we lose heavily, we're not discussing it. So expect that. All peace, love, care, and bye.
See ya.